Flat lumbar, flat thoracic, chin tucked in, crown head away, eyes looking down at the floor to put the dura mater under tension with the arms, maximum extension of elbow and wrist, maximum external rotation of shoulders. For this one, we're going to keep the shoulders at 90 degrees, so we're going to project the palms upward, and then at the cervical spine,
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Steven here with Team Euphoric, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to be your own therapist by demonstrating the top 5 ELDOA exercises for posture correction, and more specifically, I'm going to be teaching you how to correct laterally rotated shoulders. Before I get on with the exercises, I want to do a quick recap of what exactly laterally rotated shoulders are and why exactly you should care. Laterally rotated shoulders, as the name implies, is when your humerus or your upper arm bone is laterally rotated, so it's going to be rotated out to the outside, and it's a very, very rare condition. In 17 years, I've only treated one patient who has had this, but if you do happen to have it, it can lead to a whole host of issues like neck pain, upper back pain, mid back pain, and shoulder pain, so you would want to address it immediately. And one of the ways in which we could address it would be to do some strengthening exercises for the muscles that are responsible for medially rotating the shoulders. We ended up doing those a few days ago. I'm going to include a link right up over here to the top 5 strengthening exercises for posture correction to correct laterally rotated shoulders. And in that video, we ended up covering the strengthening exercises for the anterior deltoid, the teres major, the subscapularis, the pectoralis major, and the latissimus dorsi muscle. Once you've done those exercises, a terrific complement to those exercises, we do some myofascial stretching exercises for the muscles that are responsible for laterally rotating the shoulders, and we did those a few days ago. I'm going to include a link right up over here to the top 5 myofascial stretching exercises for posture correction to correct laterally rotated shoulders. But let's say you've done the strengthening exercises and you've done the myofascial stretching exercises and you're still not seeing the benefits that you would like to see. Well, a third problem that may arise is you may have some type of damage or compression to the nerve roots for the nerves that are responsible for sending the signal to the muscles that are responsible for medially rotating the shoulders. And if you do that, what's going to happen is the nerve is not going to be able to send the proper signal to those muscles. So what we could do to address that would be to do some ELDOA exercises. And when we're doing the ELDOAs, we want to do them at the segments of the spine where the nerve roots are at the muscles that are responsible for medially rotating the shoulders. So if we look at the medial rotators of the shoulder, we have the anterior deltoid. That's going to be innervated by the axillary nerve, more specifically your C5 and C6 nerve roots. Then we have the teres major. The teres major is going to be innervated by the lower subscapular nerve, which is going to be your C5, C6, and C7 nerve roots. Then we have the subscapularis. The subscapularis is going to be innervated by the upper and lower subscapular nerves, more specifically your C5 and C6 nerve roots. Then we have the pectoralis major, which is going to be innervated by the medial and lateral pectoral nerves, which is going to be your C5, C6, C7, C8, and T1 nerve roots. And then lastly, the latissimus dorsi muscle is going to be innervated by the thoracodorsal nerve, more specifically your C6, C7, and C8 nerve roots. So today, I'm going to be taking you through some ELDOA exercises at those segments, and the reason the ELDOAs are going to be so great is because the whole purpose of an ELDOA is to create space within a joint. So if we can improve the space within the joint, then we could improve the function of the nerve roots in those areas, and then the nerves are going to be able to send the proper signal to the muscle to fire properly, and that can help to reduce your laterally rotated shoulders. So for today, I'm going to be taking you through the T1, T2 ELDOA, the C7, T1 ELDOA, the C6, C7 ELDOA, the C5, C6 ELDOA, and the C4, C5 ELDOA. But without further ado, here are the top 5 ELDOA exercises for posture correction to correct laterally rotated shoulders. For all of the ELDOA exercises that I'm going to be demonstrating for you today, we're going to be in a supine position, meaning you're going to be laying down on your back. And the first ELDOA exercise for posture correction to correct laterally rotated shoulders is going to be the T1, T2 ELDOA. For the T1, T2 ELDOA, as I stated, we're going to be laying down in a supine position, so on your back, we want to go ahead and flex the hips and knees until our sacrum lifts up off the ground. We're going to do that to relax the abdominal cavity. At the ankles, we want dorsiflexion of ankles by pointing the toes toward our head, eversion of ankles by pointing the soles of our feet away from each other. We want to maintain retroversion of pelvis, flat lumbar, flat thoracic, our chin is tucked in, crown head away, eyes are looking down between our thighs to put the dura mater under tension with the arms, maximum extension of elbow and wrist, maximum external rotation of shoulders. For this one, what we want to do is we are going to flex the shoulders to the level of the coronal plane, so biceps in line with the ear. We're pressing away with the palms, away with the coccyx, and at the head, we want to keep the chin tucked in, and we're going to lift our head 1 millimeter off the ground, so just enough that you could slide a piece of paper. But this is the T1, T2 ELDOA. Next, the second ELDOA exercise for posture correction to correct laterally rotated shoulders is going to be the C7T1 ELDOA. For the C7T1 ELDOA, it's identical to the one that we just did. Only thing that's going to change is the arm position. For this one, what we want to do, we're going to flex the hips and knees until the sacrum lifts up off the ground. We're relaxing the abdominal cavities, dorsiflexion of ankles, eversion of ankles, flat lumbar, flat thoracic, chin tucked in, crown head away, eyes looking down between our thighs to put the dura mater under tension with the arms, maximum extension of elbow and wrist, maximum external rotation of shoulders.
flex shoulder to level coronal plane, so biceps in line with the ear. And for this one, we're lowering the shoulders to the level of the glenohumeral angle. If you don't know where that is, roughly anywhere from 90 to 135 degrees, depending on your morphology. For the average person, when your arms are fully extended and the palms are at the level of your forehead or slightly higher, that's going to be the glenohumeral angle. But we're pressing away at the level of the glenohumeral angle, and then once again, at the cervical spine, we're keeping the chin tucked in, crown of the head away, eyes looking down between your thighs to put the jaw matter under tension, and we're lifting the head 1 millimeter off the ground. And this is the C7T1 ELDOA. Next, the third ELDOA exercise for posture correction to correct laterally rotated shoulders is going to be the C6-C7 ELDOA. For the C6-C7, we've got to go ahead, flex the hips and knees until the sacrum lifts up off the ground. We're keeping the abdominals relaxed. We got dorsiflexion of ankles, eversion of ankles, retroversion of pelvis, flat lumbar, flat thoracic, chin tucked in, crown head away, eyes looking down between our thighs to put the dura mater under tension, maximum extension of elbow and wrist, maximum external rotation of shoulders, flex shoulders to level coronal plane, so biceps in line with the ear, and then we're going to go into maximum adduction by bringing the arms down by our sides. We're pressing away from our body with the palms, away with the coccyx, and then at the head. For this one, keeping the chin tucked in, and for this one, we're going to lift 1 centimeter off the ground, so roughly the width of 1 fingertip. But this is the C6-C7 ELDOA. Next, the fourth ELDOA exercise for posture correction to correct laterally rotated shoulders is going to be the C5-C6 ELDOA. For the C5-C6, we want to flex the hips and knees until the sacrum lifts up off the ground. We're keeping the abdominals relaxed, dorsiflexion of ankles, eversion of ankles, retroversion of pelvis, flat lumbar, flat thoracic, chin tucked in, crown head away, eyes are looking down between our thighs to put the dura mater under tension with the arms, maximum extension of elbow and wrist, maximum external rotation of shoulders. Or for this one, we're going to flex the shoulders to 135 degrees. And then what we want to do for this one right over here, once again at the cervical spine, we're going to keep the chin tucked in and we're going to lift 1 centimeter off the ground, so roughly the width of 1 fingertip. We're pressing away at 135 degrees, away with the coccyx, away with the crown of the head, and this is the C5-C6 ELDOA. Next, the fifth and final ELDOA exercise for posture correction to correct laterally rotated shoulders is going to be the C4-C5 ELDOA. For the C4-C5 ELDOA, we're going to go ahead and flex the hips and knees until the sacrum lifts up off the ground, keeping the abdominals relaxed, dorsiflexion of ankles, eversion of ankles, retroversion of pelvis, flat lumbar, flat thoracic, chin tucked in, crown head away, eyes looking down at the floor to put the dura mater under tension with the arms, maximum extension of elbow and wrist, maximum external rotation of shoulders. For this one, we're going to keep the shoulders at 90 degrees, so we're going to project the palms upward, and then at the cervical spine, chin tucked in, crown of the head away, eyes looking down at the floor to put the dura mater under tension, and then we want to lift our head 2 centimeters off the ground, so roughly the width of 2 fingertips. But this is the C4-C5 ELDOA.
And there you have it. Those were the top 5 ELDOA exercises for posture correction to correct laterally rotated shoulders. If you have laterally rotated shoulders, or if you have issues with regard to neck pain, upper back pain, mid back pain, shoulder pain, go ahead and give those exercises a try. And if you have given them a try, go ahead and drop your comments down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys thought of the exercises. In terms of the actual structure and programming for the routine, what you want to do, first you're going to do the strengthening exercises. For the strengthening exercises, you want to do 3 sets of 50 repetitions. That's 5-0, not 1-5. The reason we're going so high with the repetitions is because we're trying to elicit a postural change. Whenever we're trying to elicit a postural change, one of the most important things is going to be accumulating enough time under tension. And if we do the typical 8 to 12 bodybuilding repetition rep range, we're not going to be able to accumulate that time under tension. So 3 sets of 50 repetitions is what you want to do. Then, once you've done the strengthening exercises, you want to do the myofascial stretching exercises. For the stretches, you want to do 3 sets of a 30-second hold on each side. And with these ones, you want to do them every single day because, once again, we're trying to elicit a postural change. So if we only do them once a week or once a month, you're not going to be able to see the true benefit. So 3 sets of a 30-second hold every single day is what you want to do for the myofascial stretching exercises. And then the last thing is going to be the ELDOAs. For the ELDOA exercises, what you want to do is for each of the ELDOA postures, you want to do 1 set of a 60-second hold, and that's 60 seconds from the time you get into the final posture, not 60 seconds from the time that you get started. But that's pretty much what you want to do in terms of the programming. If you have any questions at all with regard to any of the exercises, go ahead and ask your questions down in the comment section so I can help you guys out. But that's pretty much it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to smash that like button so I know to keep making these types of videos in the future. And if you're either new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, as I will be uploading new videos every single day. That's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you again tomorrow.